Marit Ayin specifically is for them, for other people, what they see. So the Gemara says, if in last week's parasha, we learned that you're not allowed to eat specific animals, but also even the animals that you're allowed to eat, whether it's a cow or it's a deer or it's a lamb of some kind, whatever it is, even those animals, they have to be slaughtered in a specific way. And you're not allowed to eat their blood, drink their blood. Not allowed. They have to be salted in order for all of the blood to leave the body. You're not allowed to eat the blood. So then you're going to ask, wait a minute, hold on a second. When I eat a steak, or you buy a steak, you buy chicken from the butcher, there's blood over there. You see the blood over there. That's not blood. That's water with blood color. Because in essence, all of the blood already left. If there's still blood in it, then it's problematic. But generally speaking, the stuff that you see at the butcher shop and places like that doesn't have the blood anymore. Anyway, by the time you cook it, all of that stuff is gone. But as far as the animals that we're allowed to eat, we're not allowed to eat their blood. But when it comes to fish, a fish doesn't even have to be cooked. You could eat a fish raw, and you could even drink a fish's blood, because it doesn't have the same laws as the animal. So anything that's not slaughtered is not, you're allowed to eat it completely. Meaning that you can eat the blood, you can drink, you do whatever you want. Now, of course, I know that some of you Americans find this disgusting, but I would tell you that some of your ancestors from Russia and Poland found blood to be a fish, to be a delicatessen. They found it to be delicious. So, for each his own. Point is it allowed, not allowed? It's allowed. But the Gemara says, if you're going to make a drink from blood, let's say you can have a cup, and your cup is a piece of glass, and it's going to be a glass full of fish blood. Permitted fish. You're allowed to drink it. Even though you're allowed to drink this blood, make sure that the skeleton of the fish is next to the cup. Why? If somebody's going to walk by you, they're going to say, wait a minute, this rabbi is drinking, this Jew is drinking blood, it's not allowed. It's chilul Hashem, this, that. So don't let them think anything automatically. Already have that in mind, that somebody is going to think that you ate too much shawarma and that's why you got sick. Someone's going to think, so don't eat shawarma. No, not that. Have the fish's skeleton next to the cup, so at the least you've done your ishtadlut, your effort to give them the benefit of the doubt, that just in case, hey, look, it's a kosher blood, no problem. You don't like it, that's your problem. I like it, I'm going to drink it. That's it. So when it comes to Marit Ayin, specifically is because of other people thinking. So you have to constantly be thinking of what other people are thinking of you and where you are. So the Gemara says there are certain sins that Yom Kippur, perfectly fine, you do real tshuva, you cry to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem deletes the sin as if it never happened. There are certain sins, it's a little more difficult. You have to say sorry to somebody, you offended. Hashem is not going to erase the sin of you insulting another guy. You have to erase the sin by you going to say, I'm sorry. If you insulted him in front of 100 people, you have to say, I'm sorry to him in front of 100 people. If you insulted him one-on-one, you have to say, I'm sorry one-on-one, and so on and so forth. If you stole money, you have to return the money. Saying, I'm sorry, is not going to help you. So there are certain sins that are easy to fix. There are certain sins that are a little more difficult to fix. But then there is a certain sin it's not possible to fix until we die, which is the sin of chilul Hashem. Chilul Hashem. So the Gemara says, what is an example of chilul Hashem, desecrating of Hashem's name? It says, if you go to the butcher shop, you're the rabbi, let's say, you go to the butcher shop, and because you're the rabbi, you have a position, you take meat. You take meat from the butcher without paying for it. Just like you have an understanding with the butcher that you'll pay him back. You have a cheshbon. You take the meat and you just take it there. Yeah, and that's it. That's chilul Hashem. Why? Because other people that are there at the butcher shop, they don't know you have a cheshbon, that you have an accounting with this butcher, you're going to pay him back, pay him not. What are they thinking? They're like, look at this sleazy rabbi taking advantage of the poor guy. Guy's working day and night to slaughter, give us kosher animals. This rabbi, because he's the one that's giving him kashrut, is taking stuff for free. I want to be a rabbi. Well, this thief, this guy. And they have all types of thoughts in their head that you just took some food for free. So what is that sin? That sin is Marit Ayin. Marit Ayin. What? People saw him taking food, and it looked to them as if it was free. It's not free. He's going to pay it back. But they don't know that. Meaning that we have to be very, very careful of how we behave, not only for ourselves and our own accounting between Hashem that sees everything, but even more so to take into account that other people see us. Other people are watching us. If a person really took that into account, where they literally said, you know what, there's Big Brother. There's a big camera watching me at all times, just like in the casinos. There's 5 zillion cameras. There's more cameras than people. There's no way you can steal. Why? There's 500 cameras looking at you. You have to think about it. There are 500 people looking at you at all times. Yeah, but I can't see them. Yeah, but they can see you. So if you're going to do something, just think. Not just Hashem is watching you. That's enough. But for most people, it's not enough. Think there's 500 people watching you right now make this transaction that's illegal. 500 people watching you, go buy this thing. So you have to take that into account. But you also have to know the law. Where is it allowed to do certain things? Where is it not allowed to do certain things? So for example, if you are buying food for a dog, go buy dog food. Don't buy non-kosher meat. Why? Because the average person is not going to do that accounting for you. He's not going to do that accounting for you. Say, this... I'm gonna buy steak, but it's really not for me. It's for my dog. They're not gonna do that accounting for you. It's leaving too much in the open. So what can you do? You want to do it another way? Your dog he's not eating dog food. He has to eat a cow. He has to eat something. That's it. No problem. Want to feed him? Order it online. Have it arrive at your house. Don't go out of the way. Don't do it. Why? Because somebody's gonna look and say, you see Aaron, that nochel, that rasha, that gives lectures, he's buying non-kosher food. You see that guy? See, he doesn't even eat kosher, this rabbi. I knew this guy's fake. I know. They're going to say all that stuff on you. Why do you need that problem? Why do you need that problem? Why? Because you have that problem in Shamayim. They go and say that guy's, hey, you said Lashon Hara about Yaron. Oh, I did? When? Hey, but it looked like to me it was eating non-kosher food. In Shamayim they say, you know what, you're right, let's bring Yaron. Yaron, how come you did that? How come you allowed him to think this about you? Meaning you both go up to Shamayim. When it comes to Lashon Hara, the Chafetz Chaim says there's 3 parties. There's the person that said it, there's the person that listened, and there's the person that's being talked about. All 3 of them are guilty. Wait, okay, the person that said it is Rasha. We all understand. I don't have to explain that part. He says Lashon Hara about somebody. He's a Rasha. Everybody knows. Not nice. Person that is listening to him say Lashon Hara, we also can understand why you are enabling him, why you're giving him a stage. That we can also understand. But why is the person that's being talked about also guilty? Poor guy didn't do anything, right? That's what we think. Wrong. Gemara says in Moed Katan, if somebody's talking about you doing something wrong, there must be a reason. Meaning, you did something wrong. Maybe you didn't do as much wrong as what they're saying about you. But they cannot be 100% fake. There has to be a little bit there. Meaning, you ate shawarma in the last year. Maybe you didn't eat a lot of shawarma, but you ate shawarma at least once or twice this year. You ate shawarma, that's why somebody says, you won't eat too much shawarma.